San Diego groups. I think that's what it was called, Craigslist San Diego. And I got so many, there was probably 100 comments on it. I finally took it down today because I couldn't even handle the number of comments. And then I felt bad about not responding to everybody. But I think there might be a couple of people that could be potential, but most of them were just like you said, I was spending so much time, in conversations, and I was literally copying and pasting. So it wasn't a huge deal, but it was still time consuming. Right. I think the script worked really well, but yeah, I think most people assumed that it was, we're going to pay for their products and then they're going to get paid completely for participating in this study. I have no idea what they were expecting. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and towards the end, I think it was yesterday, I was still getting a ton of comments, and I started using the other thing that you posted, just the first blurb, put it out there. And if they responded back, then I kept on going, but I couldn't keep up with it.
Right.
Especially since, I had a couple people too that were just like, what do you mean we're not getting paid? It's, they just, I don't know. Me reading the ad, I could see how it could be misunderstood, but I really, I don't know. I thought it was good practice anyway. Even if I get nobody, even if I get nobody out of it, it's still good practice.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's exactly what I'm thinking, and that is my viewpoint, and I really believe this is why I'm pretty successful. And as far as successful, I'm really bold, because every single thing I do, everything, I tell myself this is practice. If it works, awesome, I know it works. If it doesn't, I know what to tweak later. Now, I'll tell you, like with this Dani Johnson thing, I'm just following what she does. I am learning right alongside with you. I know that she is a multimillionaire who has trained thousands and thousands, but I also know there are other factors, and confidence has to do with it, and different things have to do with it. So I understand. And I will tell you, a year ago versus now, I'm sure I have a long way to go, but I believe so deeply in this business, in the network marketing, that I believe I'm changing the future for people's children. I believe I'm helping them to get over their excuses so that they can have this phenomenal life. I know these products work, and my job is to to show them that. So when I have that kind of confidence, that comes across. So a lot of it, even if let's say me now and me then, we're saying the exact same words, the confidence behind it and the belief behind it is so much more. Does that make sense? So I feel like sometimes it could be a little bit easier when no one's excuses faze me. You know what I mean? So you and the way I've gotten that way is because I pour myself into listening to, well, one, right now I love the Dani Johnson show in the morning. I listen to that. But also, the Diamond documentaries that we listened to this week, things like that. Like, I believe so firmly in our company. I know the products work. I'm still reading testimonies. I'm still listening to the weekly calls that come. I'm still, you know what I mean? If you're constantly doing that, and then I'm hearing you and your stories. So this week, you guys are tagging me in your, in your posts, and some of them just made me cry. I'm just like, man, that's because I shared, because I wasn't too afraid to share. So my confidence is very high in the company, but it's equally as high in this type of business, network marketing. So one thing I want to address real quick is that flyer, because Christine, you said that it can be confusing, and I'm going to agree with you there. It does sound confusing, and part of it, I even had somebody reach out to me, and they're like, I just don't feel right about sharing something like that. And if you don't, then please don't do it. I'm not, again, these are suggestions for you. I'm just showing you what I'm doing and what's working for me and what Dani Johnson is suggesting. But if there's something and you don't feel right about them, by all means, this is your business, and you're the one that, is in charge of you and your business. But let me just tell you how I reconcile that with my mind. Her goal, one of it sounds confusing, but it is true what she's saying. They are natural products. It is guaranteed. We are going to pay somebody for their story. So those things are true. But the only goal of that thing is to generate a phone call or to generate interest. That's it. So once we talk to them, they're going to understand what it really is, and that's fine. But right now, we're just looking for an opportunity. We're just looking for leads or whatever, just people that may be interested. You know what I mean? So that is the only purpose. And obviously, it does generate a lot of interest, because we are using it, like I said. And now I will tell you that I put that ad in like 7 different groups, and some of them got 0, and the other one got, and I'm still, just like Christine said, I'm still getting constant messages. So anyway, so as far as the little ad that we used, does everybody know what I'm talking about? If you don't know what we're saying with this ad, yes, Diane, you could definitely suggest. Oh, sorry, it's private. But yes, Diane, you can suggest something. Anybody can suggest something. I want to hear from you. But anyway, that ad, the only goal is just to get a response. That's it. So take that or leave that or whatever. But what I've been doing, and I think I put this in my team page, instead of going through all of the questions with them beforehand and following the script, I've just been posting that thing right in the beginning. Like, okay, here's, like, I'm explaining it first thing, and I'm literally, the way I'm doing it, I have 100 people, that over 100. So what I would do is I like their post so that I know that I've already responded to them, and I copy and paste the whole thing that I posted in my team page that says my team is hosting a you know, the whole thing. It says something, I forget what it said, but basically I'm telling them what we're doing. I'm getting right up front. This is exactly what we're doing. I'll put you in a group. We're going to be doing this, whatever. And then I said, it ends with, are you interested in the chance to earn $100 for your story? So they know immediately what we're doing. Like, so they generate that call, and then I put it in there. Tons of people ignored me. No problem. We just didn't waste any time there. So good. And what I've done is, if they didn't respond in like a day or two, I literally deleted my messages, because I just can't. I need it out of there. So if they didn't respond in like 2 days, they're gone, and it's no problem. But if they did, and if they do want to respond, they'll come back up. It's not a big deal. I just don't want them taking up space. But then a lot of people were saying, yes, yes, I am interested in that. And then my next post, which I also wrote in the Amy's A team before I was following Danny Johnson's script, is, great, you purchase your products and it's 100% guaranteed and blah, blah, blah. So I say that right in the very beginning. And then that way, again, we're not wasting anybody's time. So they know right up front that they're going to be purchasing products. So those are 2 things that I changed this time, because, like I said, the rest was so time consuming. So they know right up front, and I still use that thing that says, how serious we're taking time to do that. You guys know what I mean? If you look at the script, it says something about, like, we take this seriously, and we're putting a lot of time and effort into this. We want to make sure you're absolutely serious. Every single time I've used that, because it sounds almost rude to me, but again, I believe so deeply in this, but it sounds kind of rude, but really, every single person says, oh yes, I'm totally serious. Yes, I am. I want this. And then you have to ask the next question, well, why are you wanting to lose weight? And the reason you're doing that is because, one, people have to talk about themselves. They need to know that you care about them. They need to, but also, like, they're going to make that connection with you, but also you're going to use that later whenever they decide, oh, it's too much money or blah, blah. You can say, and this is on the excuse, but you're like, okay, now when you told me that you wanted to lose weight because you want to have energy for your kids, and you know, you've been going to the doctor for this or that, did you really mean that, or were you just saying, you know, like, or I forget how she worded it. Again, I'm copying and pasting it, but it gets people thinking. And I know that sounds like I'm being pushy or being mean. One, I'm trusting her system, but also people, it's not really that they don't have the money. They're just scared. They're scared it won't work, and they're scared. They don't know the value of it. You know what I mean? So we're just going back and trying to get them to see the value, because once people see the value, and you guys know it does work, the products work, this campaign that we're doing is going to be amazing. So anyway, I don't know if that helps you or not, but that's just how I'm doing it. And again, I've had over 100 people. I haven't gotten to everybody yet. I just like their posts so I know who I've responded to. And I also take screenshots, because I want to, if the administrator or whatever deletes it, just in case. Okay, so those are the main things. I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's just a tip that I've been doing. Another thing is, this is another thing I want to say. When I'm saying to you, follow the script, I also need you to, I know this is going to sound confusing, but use your common sense too, because these are still human beings, and they, you know, we need to connect with them. So I am following the script as far as the questions that she asks, But if they ask you a different question and you want to veer off, or if you connect with them somehow in some way, it's totally okay just to really talk to them. You know what I mean? And share your heart with them and connect with them. And I mean, that's what you have to do too. So it's not always going to be exact conversation for every single person. Now, many times it is just because the questions sort of lead them in the same way. But my point is, use your common sense too. You know, like the lady I was talking to right before I got on this call, I did what I said. I told her right from the beginning what it is. I asked her some of the questions, but her and I had so much in common. You know, like it was like I was talking to myself 2 years ago, and it broke my heart. So when we connected that, and I was like, and with her, she's like, I really need to do this. I want to do this. My husband just had surgery because his diabetes are so bad. So I'm like, oh my goodness, she's like a godsend here. Like this, she needs this, or maybe I'm a godsend for her. I don't know. But I said to her, I was like, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I was like, can I please just share something with you? Whatever. And I shared her that video of, forget his name, Jerry Welsh, some man it's the Plexus Project. He has the diabetes story. And I said to her, I was like, you may want to consider joining, because she was telling me her sister needs it. Her son is 8 years old and he weighs 128 pounds and she's worried about him. Like, she's just pouring her heart out to me. So I'm not going to be like, okay, like, here's the script. You know what I mean? In that case, sometimes you do just need to use your common sense and really connect with people. I don't know if that makes sense. So just use your common sense. And what works for me may not always be what works for everyone, you know? The script and the flyer and everything else, those are guidelines. You know, those are there to help you if it helps you. Does that make sense? So I know sometimes I give you guys like a trillion ideas, and that's awesome, but it's almost like as a teacher when I have curriculums, if any teachers, your curriculum gives you like way more lessons than you could ever dream of using and way more projects. You may not get to every single thing, but it's just things that you can pull and take and see what works for you. You know what I mean? So we all have our strengths and weaknesses. So I hope that encourages you. So does anybody else have anything to say, like maybe what is working for you? I know, or what's not working, what questions do you have about maybe the script or the flyer program? You can either chat or talk. That's you. It's so awkward for me to sit here and
Amy.
Yes, there we go.
Amy, hey, it's Diane.
Oh, hey, yes. Hi, Diane.
Hey. I just wanted to say, because part of this has been, like I'm sure for all of us, getting out of our comfort zone. So, and I don't know how many people are okay with this, but I just got over it and started friend requesting whoever, complete strangers, and as soon as they reply. So if I would put a post like I get a lot of response when I get posts in the mom who works, from home kind of groups. And so I just friend request them. And the other night when we were doing this, I made a real connection with one, and she was just like you were just saying, she needed this. She had inflammation and she had gut health. I mean, she was just rattling all this stuff off before I could even ask a question. And then at the very end, she got really mad because she had to pay. And I felt horrible. I was devastated. I was crying. I just felt like she needs this so bad, and she, like I said, she just rattled it off one after another before I could even tell her what this was for. So, but she just like flat out, she was like, goodbye. I don't want to talk to you again. But I had already friend requested her. So today, after even this morning, I was just like, oh, I feel so bad for this lady, and I made her so mad. I wish there was something I could do. And I posted some things with my children, nothing Plexus, but personal, and she liked them. So she's watching, she's seeing, and I just feel like if I hadn't friend requested her, I still have an ability to maybe reach to her by my posts, and maybe one day she'll see that I was being genuine, with her. So
right.
It's just a suggestion for everybody. And I know I'm sitting in the dark, so I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing. And yeah, of course we don't want to make anybody upset or anything like that. Again, this is not my idea. I'm following Jenny Johnson, this is the actual thing. Like, if you guys ever heard any of her boot camp or anything, she tells the same story like every single time. And it was that she was homeless and, she was in this big debt and blah, blah, blah. She started a business from the trunk of her car. Well, she doesn't always tell you exactly how she does that, but in her book, First Steps to Wealth, how she does that is she looked in the backseat of her car and she saw this weight loss program that didn't work for her, actually. She didn't really believe in it. It's why it was sitting in the back of her car. She didn't even take it. She didn't have a success story. She was overweight. She was poor. She had no reputation. She had every excuse you can possibly imagine, but that's all she had right now. She was desperate. So she called, she looked at the box, called, and saw what it would be to be a distributor. Obviously didn't have any money for that. So she basically was like, well, I'm going to make the money up front first, and then I'll do it, whatever. So what she did was that exact flyer, those exact words, she put in a post office, and she called and got a voicemail, and she basically talked the guy into letting her pay later with the voicemail or whatever. So she set up a voicemail and she called them back. This is just how she did it. I mean, true story. And so she definitely, the first, I think she had 26 calls, and out of those 26, she closed 24 of them, meaning like she got her sale. And that is the script she used. Now, again, she's on the phone. She is diehard confidence, like, I wish I could, you know what I mean? But again, what she realized was, you could take my money, you can take my house, you can take every single thing from me. You cannot take my skill. That's one thing that nobody can steal from you. You cannot take my skill. So what she decided to do is, it was confidence, she was direct, and she got her 40 weight loss story, like, through that. So that's where I got that from. But again, do what works for you and learn from this. Take this as practice. You know what I mean? I think to myself, where are we going to be in 10 years? Like, will I have that, you know what I mean? I'm already can see a confidence and I don't ever want to feel like I'm tricking someone. I don't want to make anyone mad, but I just truly believe that this is helping. I mean, look how it's helped us. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's just helping people get over their excuses. So I hope that helps. You do however you want. You don't even have to do the flyer thing. If you just have customers, if you have current customers right now who are already your preferred customer and you want to add them to that group, please do. Like, this is for you, this is for me, and I believe even it's just for us, because the whole point of this group is to teach a lifestyle change. And I'm going to be really real with you guys for a minute. Okay. Obviously, I love our products. They work. They're amazing. I don't have migraines. I love our products. However, there is not a magic pill. I wish there was, but there's not. You have to make a lifestyle change. You have to. And I'm just going to be really real with you. I'm embarrassed sometimes that some of my habits haven't changed. Like, I'm embarrassed that I still am overweight and I've been on the products for this long. And I feel like when people come to me, and yes, we love the health stories, and they're amazing, and that is what keeps me going. Just today, I had a lady at church who has Lyme disease tell me that she could get out of bed now where she couldn't before. She was so funny. She was like, oh, I wish it didn't work because now I can't go without it. But she, so yes, the health is amazing, and I love it. But so many people do start for weight loss, and I feel like I'm failing people for not teaching them how to live a lifestyle change, because that's what it's going to take. So the whole point of this group, I have a personal trainer who is a fitness guru. She's from my church, and she's going to do this for us. She's going to give us tips. She's going to make a video. She's going to tell us what to do as far as personal training. I'm still working on a nutritionist, but I will get one. But I'm not going to claim to be the expert because I'm not the expert, but I'm going to get experts. And I want to take this where I want people to have success with weight loss. I want you to have success with weight loss if that's what you're wanting. You know what I mean? And it's not just going to be, take your products every day and still go to Krispy Kreme every night and still eat your gallon of ice cream. Like, you don't drink your water. Like, you have to make those healthy choices. You have to if you're wanting to lose weight. My FitnessPal is a phenomenal tool. Like, Plexus is just a tool along with all these other things. Now, we know that it's dealing with inside issues, the gut health. I know that I do not crave sugar like I did before. I know for me personally, something like this challenge group, yes, people can lose weight without Plexus, but I couldn't. Like, I literally could. I had zero self-control. So that's my point of this whole group. And it was sort of like I said, like, it just, I just want people to learn how to do it, and that's the point. So the flyer thing is just a way to help you get some customers. And if you already have your customers, if you just want to do this, like I want this for myself, honestly. I need this for me. I have to change my habits. So anyway, I hope the flyer thing isn't stressful for you. Like I said, it's something I personally was trying like months and months ago, and it like revived again. I was like, oh, let me try this again. So, and like I said, even still, I'm tweaking, I'm doing this. So I feel like I'm still like learning along with you. So anyway, if those of you who've had like 100, oh good, Megan, yay. She said she's first time she kept it on. Megan, your testimony is one that almost made me cry today. It was like all teary, her and AJ. Megan, where are you? Will you share your testimony? Those who didn't get to read it. Let's take a break from my chatting. Where is she?
I'm here. I just don't have video.
Okay, you share your testimony. That was so great. I loved it.
Plexus has been a godsend to me, literally. God sent it into my life when I needed it, because I have suffered so much from different things. I mean, I was getting migraines 4 to 5 times a week. I was having horrible IBS symptoms. My eczema was out of control. It was just, I had never lost weight and kept it off. So for me to have all that go away was just a miracle, literally. Like, I have not suffered from one migraine since starting Plexus. I have not had an eczema break it out, which is huge because the doctors always told me, oh, if it's not gone by the time you're 25, you're going to live with it for life.
Wow.
And I was so, I would cry over it because I'm like, this is so agonizing. And for me to have freedom from it is just huge. And what I have to say, one time I missed my BioCleanse and my ProBio for a week, and I was so sick from my IBS symptoms. I went on it within 2 days. It was gone, gone again. So it's absolutely huge for me. And then for AJ, I mean, his gout is under control. He's lost over 45 pounds and kept it off too. And his diabetes is under control. Not many people know he has diabetes, but I mean, he was the lowest numbers ever, and it keeps him low. So it's been just such a blessing to us. And I have to say, I have not been on antibiotics for over a year and a half now, I think it is. And I used to feel like on my deathbed ill, like at least 4 to 5 times a year. And I haven't been, I've had a little cold maybe once or twice.
Wow.
So it's just been wonderful for me.
See, do you guys see how life-changing that is? Like, we're not trying to trick people. This is life-changing. And people, like, Megan, I don't remember if you were skeptical or not, but
it took me 3 months.
Okay, yeah. See, so it takes time sometimes. People are scared. They want it to work. They're desperate they need hope. And that's just our job, is to give them hope. And the truth is, if it doesn't work for them, they get their money back. Now, make sure you tell them if they're an ambassador that they don't get their money back. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we know, like, I know this can change everything for somebody in health and in wealth. So it's just a matter of getting them to understand that too. So the flyer thing is only meant as one tool in your toolbox of however you need, to get customers. So thank you, Megan, for sharing that. Somebody asked, can we add previous customers? Yes, please do. Now, I would say 2 things, though. Make sure they are a customer, and make sure, or an ambassador. But if they're, and make sure they're on our team. Just because I'm the one doing all the prizes and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I would love for you to invite all of your customers. Invite your previous customers. Like, I'm planning on sending something out to all. How many of you have customers who are like, I didn't lose any weight, and then they quit? Like, invite them back. So you know what? Maybe you didn't get the support you needed. So we're doing this. I would absolutely love for you to give it one more try. If somebody is better at wording than I am, I haven't come up with something like that, but just reach out to your past customers, your past ambassadors. So whoever, anyone on our team, customers, current, future, whatever. I mean, as long as they've actually bought their products. So, and somebody else asked me, what if they just get Slim? Do they have to get the triplex? No, if they just get ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, that's fine too. Whatever, I'm just going to leave that at your discretion. Now, if they get the 7-day trial, I'm thinking they probably should be taking their products the whole month, just because that would be fair, I think. But as far as, I'm going to totally leave it up to you and your discretion on what they get. If they get the Slim and the accelerator, totally fine. Whatever if they get every single product, is that cheating? No. Like, whatever. Like, however they want to do it, as long as they're buying a month's supply of something, I'm totally going to leave that at your discretion. Okay? So that is that. And let's hear if you have any questions at all. Or can he join? Yes, your husband can totally join the challenge, Kelly. Anybody that is, like I said, your current customers, your past customers, ambassadors, like, my point is, this whole point is to teach a lifestyle change and to make it fun. We're going to have weekly challenges and prizes. Like I said, I'm not the expert, so I really am looking for the expert to teach us. I already have the meal plans and stuff, but I would like a nutritionist to validate that, and then the personal certified coach or whatever, personal trainer and coach. So yeah. So I have not created the secret group yet. That is my goal tonight. We don't start till November 30th, so that's okay. But I definitely would keep getting your customers now because you want them to have their products. Shipping, I think they've mostly dealt with their shipping stuff, but I think it's also taking a tiny bit longer than we were used to. We've been doing this a while, so have them ship as soon as possible. Let me say this real quick. I do believe this. I'm just thinking right now. You guys, tell me your thoughts on this. I'm thinking they need to have them by November 30th. Like, I think if somebody starts December 13th or whatever, they get their products, can they be added to the group? I would say wait till next time, because I don't think that's really fair to those of us who've been doing it from the beginning. So I really think they do need to have their product. Now, what about people that they ordered and maybe they didn't come in time? What do you guys say about that? I'm thinking if it's not their fault, then maybe add them. I don't know. I'm not that strict, I'll be honest. I just want to make it fair to everybody. So share your opinion on that.
Can I say something, Amy?
Yes.
Okay, so I had someone who for a long time keep saying she was going to order, so I'm sure everyone has people like that once in a while. And I know she needs this. Basically, this is what she did. She took a 7-day trial back in April, and then later I found out the reason was she had a doctor's appointment to check her liver enzymes, and she wanted to see if it would work to get her numbers right. And then she was like, oh, so happy because it worked. It helped her be not in trouble with her doctor, and then she was done. And then this week she contacted me. Yeah, she contacted me on Friday and was like, I need to come over to your house and order some Slim from you. And I was like, okay. And then she mentioned she had a doctor's appointment coming up. I was like, okay, wait a minute. I was like, I'm not going to try to sabotage myself here in my sales, but I am not okay with you just doing this just because you don't want to be in trouble with your doctor. And so I did the script with her, and I thought she knew about the challenge, and that's why she wanted to do it that day. But she kind of acted like she didn't, so I'm not sure. But either way, I used the script, and I had to stick with it because I'm one of those people that I will just get distracted with that, whatever they're saying, and go along with it and be like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. But really, sorry, my son's talking to me. But then I used the script, which was really good because I think it made her realize how silly she was being and kind of sabotaging herself. And I was like, I'm your friend, so you're not going to hurt my feelings if you don't follow through with this, or if you don't order, or you don't order more than Slim. That's fine. But I really think that if you're going to do this, you should do it because of the reasons you're telling me. She said she's pre-diabetic, she has a lot of pain, and she's her doctor's always telling her she needs to lose weight. So I was like, this challenge would be good for you. And so she came over thinking she was going to order a little bit of Slim or a month's supply, and ended up buying the triplex, which I'm telling you, I am not an upsell person at all. And I told her so many times, I was like, I don't want you to do this for me. I just want, I'm asking these questions because I think you need to answer them for yourself. And okay. So
Laura.
Yeah, she did. And I'm glad. I felt bad. I was like, I'm not used to following a script like that, especially with people that are like, acquaintances or friends,
Yeah.
Kinda, are you serious? You're going to say this to me, But I was like, I'm only doing this because I think that you should,
Right.
give it your
Because
best
you
try.
believe it. Like, you literally believe it. If you
I
didn't
do.
believe it,
I know it will help her
done
if she if she does it right and sticks with it. And so, yeah, anyways, I'm done.
That's good. Thank you, Laura. I mean, that's what it really comes down to is like people, let me just say this, think of your doctor, okay? Your doctor is not going to be like, well, I think this might be good for you. Like, why don't you come in back when you can? And oh, if you can't afford to come back next time, that's okay. Just do what you want. I mean, what? No, you're not gonna. I mean, he's gonna be like, no, you have to come back, and this is what you have to do. Well, that's sort of. I know we don't always feel that way, and it's that's why the those, what are those called? The affirmations are really important. Like, you guys are the professional. I know you don't feel that way, some of us, but they're looking for you for hope. You're the one studying this. You're the one believing this, and they need you to be that authority, even though it feels weird. Believe me, it's not my natural personality either. I mean, like I said, it's been like a year or so where I've gotten more, and I'm excited to know where I'm going to be in 3 years, you know? So don't be afraid to say it. And if you are now, just know if you keep going, you keep working on personal growth, like it's going to happen for you. But people, they need us to be strict. I don't know if Natalie's on here, but Natalie was telling me with her 7-day trial group or whatever, she's the one who kind of got this whole group in my mind. She had like a bunch of people do the 7-day trial group and they all lost weight. And she was like, well, I called them every night and I told them, are you doing this? Are you drinking your water? Are you doing my fitness? But like she kept on them. And so they all had success. And are any of them mad at her for that? No. She ended up getting ambassadors, and it's not just about getting ambassadors, it's about changing people's lives, you know? So I know we feel awkward, but we've got to help people get over their excuses. And if they don't, if they're angry, you know what? I feel bad about that, but you just got to move on. So, and focus on those who do want it. So, and I feel bad when Diane said she cried over, I've been there too. Like, you don't want people to be mad at you. You don't want, but you've got to focus on those it's helping. So anyway, it is 9:44. If you have any questions, please, this is why we're here, ask away. But I would like Alicia is like a fireball. She is adding people like crazy. She just started, and their team had the highest points last week and this week. And so I definitely want to hear from her because last week we couldn't hear her. So share away. I love your enthusiasm, Alicia. Are you there? Oh, I'm here, she says. Okay, we can't hear you, I don't think. Can anyone else hear? Oh, so. Is your volume up? Let's see. Okay. Well, she says she's at home. Well, you guys are seeing that, but I don't, we can't hear you for some reason. Oh, she's muted? Okay, let me see if I can, I'm showing that you're not muted, but let me see. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's okay. It's not your fault. Let me just make sure, see if I can unmute you somehow. But I see that you are unmuted. Okay, I unmuted. Can we hear her? Okay. I'm sorry, Alicia. If you work it out and before the end, by all means, please pop in and tell us, because I would absolutely love. Oh, maybe a speaker isn't connected. I don't know. But if you figure it out, please hop back in because she just started. I might get this wrong, but at least it's only been like a month, maybe 2, and she's making videos. She's getting out of her comfort zone. She is passionate. I mean, it's just so exciting to watch that. And she's adding lots and lots of people. So that is exciting. So anyway, until we hear from her, does anybody have questions about anything, or maybe share a Diamond documentary that you got to hear this week, or maybe one of the affirmations that you're doing, or how you feel this challenge is helping you? So for the next 10 minutes or so, if you got to go, no problem. But I'll stay on till 10 and hear your questions and just want to hear from you.
Amy, can I ask you, is it Alicia Cuddy? or Alicia Miller?
Oh,
Because you're unmuting Alicia Miller.
oh, I was doing Miller. Wait, is there another one?
Is it Alicia Cuddy that you were wanting?
Well, it's Alicia.
Alicia.
So I think it's Alicia Miller. Yeah, Miller. Yep. Sorry, Alicia. And she's so great too with making her videos and stuff. And she even went, I think, to her parents' house just to get on, so she could be on. Okay. 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 Vicky's asking if everybody has to do the triplex. No. No, you don't have to do just a 30. I'm gonna let that be every single person's discretion. I would say they do have to do something for 30 days though, so not just the 7-day, because it's not fair that way. So it's going to go from November 30th till December 31st. So is whatever. I'm going to let you totally use that as your discretion. I recommend the triplex, but and again, I don't know if you heard this part, but it could be your past customers. You guys can reach out to past customers who didn't have success. You can your ambassadors who may have quit. It could be anybody in our team. Okay, do a friend request everyone who's serious or Megan, I don't know if you guys are seeing her question. She says, do you friend request everyone who is serious or wind up taking the challenge? Do you need to be Facebook friends to add them? Oh, that's a good question. I think you do need to be Facebook friends to add them to our group. So, yes, which I'll let you use your caution on that if you guys have your kids and stuff on there. But Diane was saying she added people right away. I didn't add people unless they were engaged in a conversation with me. Like, just if they said interested, I didn't add them right away just because I don't know who they are. Which I guess I don't know who they are anyway. But, yeah, same. I have had people come who we talked in the past and they weren't interested then, but once they see your Facebook posts and stuff, then they come around. I've definitely had people like that. I would say most people I add now are basically strangers. Like my warm market has mostly been reached. I still have some who haven't. But every circle that I'm in, I have ambassadors in that circle as well. So a lot of times we're looking at a very special moment right now between Suk and Laura's baby. Her daughter sees grandma. You guys see her blowing kisses, that's why. It's cute. Julie, I want to say something to you real quick. I love your idea with the elf party, and I read that it didn't go as well as you wanted today, but I hope that, I know it's discouraging, and I'm so sad because but what an amazing idea when your cute little elf hat. What was it? The elf rehab career. That's amazing. And I just want to tell you, like, I don't know if this will help or not, but I've had meetings where nobody showed at all, and I've had meetings where we had like 50 people show. And my very first meeting I had a lot, but it sometimes they grow and sometimes they dwindle. So I don't know what the magic is there, but I just keep going. And most of the time we have meetings, even if we have 1 or 2 guests, they usually do end up joining us. But we've had where only ambassadors have shown, or nobody has shown, it's just me. And then, like I said, we've had ones where we've had 40 or 50. So I don't know. I feel bad, but that really was such an amazing idea. I loved that.
I think I'm going to try it again, maybe even closer to Christmas or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to use it as a catalyst going into the season, that people would be getting ready for Christmas, that kind of thing.
Right.
But that kind of fell flat. I am going to do a kind of using the same thing. I'm going to do an ambassador training since I have a lot of new level 1s, and I'm kind of using the same thing. So if anybody's interested in that, I kind of wrote it up today. Since I had no one show up, I was like, I'm still going to work my business during this hour and a half. And so I wrote that out, kind of using that. And I have my ambassadors pretty excited to kind of do that, come together and do that training. But I'm going to use it based on if you know the movie, The Code of the Elves. And it's treat every day like it's Christmas. oh gosh, I can't remember those two. Anyway, it's like those three things, and that I've kind of packed into like the kind of the core of what you need to do and the attitude and everything that kind of goes along with being an ambassador and being successful into those three things. And so I'm going to do that with them. But if I type that up and anybody wants me to send it to them, just let me know.
I would love for you to send it. But that's one, I mean, you're so creative. All the little videos you do, I love it. And
I just
what I
like
love it is because you're also super genuine. That's
Oh,
so I hope I
well,
don't
thank
embarrass you because I'm constantly like, oh, Julie. Because
well, I felt like a super loser today.
oh, please, I know, but don't. We are here to support you.
I'm just gonna turn on my phone and just say, Plexus ambassadors, just come tune in on FaceTime or Zoom or something.
But she picked herself up and she put on that cute post with her 5. And how much response did you get on that?
Y'all, I'm serious. It was such a God thing because I was sitting there. I'm not gonna lie. Like I had tears in my eyes, big lump in my throat. I was home by myself. My whole family's gone, and I'm sitting here like I have all this food on the counter and nobody's here. It was really bad, and I just had to make a choice. I had to make a choice to sit down in it or get up and go. And so I just took some time with the Lord and was like, okay, God, you got to redo my perspective because I'm struggling here. And just sat down and I was like, okay, what can I do? I know what I can't do. I can't do what I was going to do at this party, but what can I do? And so anyway, I actually have a friend who had posted something similar. And I said, do you mind if I kind of use that idea? I'm going to tweak it a little bit. She's like, sure, go ahead. So let's see. I've had, see this full little list right here? That's all the people that came from that one post.
Wow.
So it was like 9, oh no, it's more than that now. It's like 10 or 11 potentials. I have 2 meetups already scheduled for the week. 1 ambassador. And I mean, some of these are people that I had kind of cold messaged because I've been working on my list I have like a list of 183. I have it sitting in front of me right now. And so I've been working on cold messaging those since the beginning of the month. And so some of those were those people that had not responded. So like you can see that they've either read your post, on Facebook, but they had not responded back to me. And some of those people had like messaged and, I want a sample. And then one lady, I had no clue. She had looked at it at all. And she's like, and I just felt really led to leave with the business, which is very hard for me to do. I struggle with that. And I just felt led. And she's like, you know what? I've actually been thinking about that. I'm going to get back with you in 2 days. And I really felt that's the direction I'm going to go. And I'm like, what the mess? I was sitting beside my husband. I was like, do you see this? I was like, do you see this? I was like, this is all God. This is not, if I had sat down in my junk, instead of getting up, it would have been a completely different night. So.
That's so good. See, that's so amazing, Julie. That's why you're going to be successful. That attitude. Like, how many of you guys are reading The Network, Rock Your Networking by Sarah Robbins? Like, I love Danny Johnson so much, but I forget there's other amazing people out there, So this is the first time I've read that this whole time. And the one thing that stuck out to me, she said, I am successful because I am teachable. Like, that's it. Like, if you're just teachable and you keep going, like Julie could have, like she said, could have had a totally different day. She had this amazing idea. It was so great, planned out, that is hurtful, and I feel so bad. But she, like, just went, okay, I'm going to do it, and then she got all those other people. So that's really what it takes. Like, if you are teachable, you continue to grow in your skill. You continue to do this. I mean, and you're just, for me, giving up is not even an option. Like. It truly isn't. Like, I feel like even if every single person on my team quits, which I hope they don't, but if they did, I feel like I'd be sad. I would. But I would pick back up and I would start over,
Hey, Amy, my husband said, he's like, hey, it's like you had even more people than you had even committed to come, and we got to eat all the food. Yeah. So they were like, when? We got all the sausage balls.
No.
Turkey sausage balls. They were healthy sausage balls. So.
I'm proud of you, Julie. Thank you. You're very inspiring. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And knowing that, I knew that y'all were, I could hear all of you in my ears, even though you weren't there going, it's okay, you can do it. And I knew I'd have to face y'all tonight. So.
Yeah, I understand. I had I don't think she's on here, but one of my ambassadors, it's her first little launch party, and she had like 12 to 15 people say they were coming. And I drove, I guess we hadn't met. We met in a yard sale group actually from I think it was my flyer thing or something along the lines, something I posted in a yard sale group. But her testimony, I wish she was on here. Her testimony is phenomenal with the products. And so she had all these people were planning on coming because she works in the medical field. And I drove at least an hour or so to be there, and she had all the food. She had rented this place. It was gorgeous. Nobody showed. Well, her mom showed, but her mom was an ambassador too. But she was very much the same way. She was disappointed, of course, but her and I got to spend time together, which we had never even met, but I felt like I'd known her forever. And then same type of thing. Instead of giving up, we did a Facebook Zoom just like this, but we did an opportunity meeting, like where everybody could see each other. And I think she had like 12 to 15 people on that call. Like all those people said they all had these different excuses of why they couldn't, but most of them ended up coming on the next call. So, she could have given up, but she just kept going, just like you. So you never know. It's easier if you just say, okay, God, whatever, bring who needs this, and if you kind of do your part, but then kind of leave it in his hands, it's definitely more peaceful. So awesome. Anybody else? Question or anything? I think we lost a couple, which is okay. All right. We have 2 more weeks. I'll post the challenges. I'm really, really proud of you guys. I love doing this challenge group. I feel like I've gotten to know you. I'm loving reading your emails that you're sending me and things like that. I hope it's been a help to you in knowing what to do. I think it's really great for new ambassadors. I mean, some of you are really growing big teams, and let me just tell you, this challenge group is not my idea. I got it from Alicia McKee. That's the beauty of this, is we do not have to reinvent the wheel. So take it. I mean, what I've been doing literally is Alicia's group. I am tweaking it a tiny bit just because, we're different people. But for the most part, the challenges, I've literally just copied and pasted and got from her. So if you have a ton of new people and you want to do something like this, maybe January is going to be huge. I always get tons of people joining. I mean, please do. Like, you're leaders, all of you. You have an ambassador on your team or even a customer, you're a leader. So anyway, lots of tools, lots of exciting things. Oh, okay. Yes, partners. Yeah, Lori, I need to. Oh, sorry, that was private. Lori, I'll talk to you. Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, if some of us have lost our partners, I know. Then please message me or let me know, and we'll try to reconnect some of you. So we can do that. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, here's another. I'm just going to read these questions. If you need to go, no problem. It's 10 o'clock. How do you trust someone who said they are going to sign up and then they don't? I was told she was going to sign up Friday. She kind of mentioned about something happened, but then she was going to sign up and never did. Okay, that's super common. Happens to me almost daily. So honestly, you kind of get to a point where you're like, this is going to sound awful. Again, it comes with your confidence and your progress. Sometimes I follow. I'll send this to you. What I've basically been doing recently, especially with this whole people not coming back to me, I say basically like, hey, I want you to watch this, which is the Freedom 2.0 video thing. I just sent it. I'll send this. I'll post this. But I basically said, if you're not interested, it is okay. I understand this isn't for everyone. However, I am the queen of following up. And if I don't hear from you, I'm going to continue to follow up with you. Please watch this. Let me know what you think. I said something like, watch this, and it'll give you an idea of what this is about. And then I said, if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's okay. But either way, please let me know, because I am the queen of following up, and I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. Basically, I said, so if you're not interested, just let me know, and I won't continue. That's what I did, just because I have so many, and I get so, like, anyway. So I guess another approach is what I have done in the past is I literally every 10 days, I still send them a little something. I just do. Hey, I saw this, thinking of you. Boom. Or, how have you been feeling with this or that? Or, hey, we have this promotion. Like, I would just send them something. Yeah, I am the queen of following up, for real. I think that's partly why I've got a lot of people. Because think about it, a lot of times, I mean, I have literally, this is horrible, but other people, like I've asked about their products for different things, especially like because I love network marketing. I'm trying to support my friends doing other things. And sometimes it's not on purpose. It's totally because I forget. I would say no one has ever once followed up with me, ever, with anything. I've tried different makeup things. I was going to do the oils things just to support my friends. Nobody follows up with me, and I forget. And I promise you, if somebody would have, I would have been like, oh yeah, okay, you know. So follow up. You got it. I mean, that's the key. Oh, there you go, Megan. I'd forget, and there you were again. Stacy, same with me. See, hey, follow up queen. I'm telling you, babe. Aren't you glad though? You heard Megan's testimony. What if I would not have followed up with her? You know, what would have happened is she would have ended up joining somebody else because eventually everyone's going to know how to do this. So, be the follow up queen or king. Let's see. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to say goodnight. It's 10:03, and I really appreciate you guys taking time to be on these calls. I love your dedication. I'm very excited. I literally get just as excited, if not more, when you promote. I really do. It makes me so, so happy. So I feel like some of you are going to be gold this month, maybe senior gold. So we're getting there. Julie, you're going for gold. You'll probably, yeah, yay. So I know Alicia must be getting close to gold. We have some that are getting close to silver. So yes, keep going. I'm excited for you. And all right. Yes. Oh, awesome, Laura. Senior gold in December. Very cool. My goal was November for emerald. Let me just say that. And let me just say this real quick. If you got to go, no problem. I believe that if I pushed for emerald, I could be emerald. If I met, and I've been messaging all these people, but if I said to them, do you have anybody that could be interested? Like, just, I know that I can convince some people to place an order this one time. I really feel like I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want somebody to do this just to get me to emerald. I truly, truly don't. I want it to be real. I want it to be natural. Now, I am reaching out to people to see if I can help them in any way. Like, I want to, and by doing this, I am finding that some people had certain issues that I didn't even know, and I could have helped them. So I'm trying to reach out and seeing if, you know, if they have any more questions, if I failed in some way by not following up with them once they join my team. I am reaching out in that way, but I am not telling people, I really want to be emerald. Is there any way you could just do this, and I'll give you a gift card if you do? Because I've done that in the past. I'm not going to lie. And I'm just not going to do it. I'm not. I refuse. So most likely I won't be emerald this month, because what I don't want is to beg people to do it and then go backwards, or, you know what I mean? I don't want this just to be about me. It will happen. I've no doubt it'll happen for all of us who are going to stay and do this. But I'm not going to force it. I refuse to force it. I did force it in the past, and it's not even really that great of a feeling, you know, when it's not genuine, you know. And I get really excited about stuff. I'm like, contests, something clicks in my mind, or I'm like, contest, I gotta win, I'm gonna do this. And I don't love that part of myself. So anyway, I'm just going to keep going, keep training my team, keep focusing on helping people, and it will happen in God's time. So it will not happen because of lack of effort. So I will keep trying, but I'm going to try to do it in the best way. So, all right. So thank you so much. And I am so excited for you guys. Okay. Have a good night. Bye.